Hey Sunny Solution fans, I wanted to talk to you tonight about living a healthy, toxin-free lifestyle. And one of the ways we do that is all of our home care and our personal care products. If you're using like conventional fabric softeners, whether you're using dryer sheets or the liquid that you pour in your washing machine, you're adding toxic chemicals to your clothing every single day. So I want to show you a few ideas tonight on how you can reduce your toxin load. If you're watching this live, give me some hearts and likes. If you're watching on the replay, do a hashtag replay. And let me know what you think, and if you're using some natural solutions for your laundry care. And if you try this recipe, let me know what you think. Tonight I want to talk to you on how to make your own dryer sponges. So if you like dryer sheets, and I have not used fabric softener or dryer sheets for a long time. And when I started doing the research on them, I'm glad I stopped, but I stopped using them because I couldn't tolerate the synthetic scent. So a lot of our fabric softeners have what's called quaternary ammonia. I'm not probably saying that correctly, but what that does is it has a antibacterial type of property to it. So much like triclosan in our hand sanitizers and our soaps, when we buy antibacterial hand soap, it can actually disrupt the good bacteria on our skin and create resistant bacteria. So we don't want to do that, and we don't want to be wearing that on our body. The other thing is they have fragrance extenders added to these. So like when your laundry softener smells really good and flowery, and it continues to stay on your clothes even after you've wore them all day, what makes the smell stay there? Well, it's something called phthalates. So phthalates are actually endocrine disruptors. So our endocrine system is how our hormones signal throughout the body. And so a lot of people struggle with metabolic syndrome, thyroid issues, some of those type of things. So when we're adding these artificial fragrances to our laundry care and our personal care, we're actually sending out messages to our body that confuse it. So we want to clean that up. And so there's a few really inexpensive ways to do this. So I bought this glass jar at Hobby Lobby. You could probably find one at Walmart or Target. It has a rubber seal around it that seals down to keep the liquid in and not evaporate. And then I picked up these sponges at the grocery store, and I don't know, a couple dollars. You might be able to find them at the dollar store. And then I have a thing of baking soda. I buy baking soda in a big bag, and so then I just use an old pickle jar to keep it in for smaller use. And then plain white vinegar. And so I actually have used white vinegar in my washing machine in the fabric softener dispenser for years and years. And then I just add a couple drops of essential oil like lemon or purify to the vinegar, and have had really good success with that as my fabric softener. I recently started using the dryer sponges. The very first time I made it was about 2 months ago, and it really did even add a layer of softness to my clothes without any kind of buildup. The other thing that fabric softener sheets will do, and fabric softeners, they actually will cause your clothing to wear out faster. So if you find that a lot of your shirts have like a little peel all over them where you feel like you need to run a shaver on your clothes, it's actually the fabric softeners that can break down your clothing. So you might want to try a natural fabric softener. Baking soda is an excellent whitener, as well as natural fabric softener. So this recipe calls for 2 tablespoons of baking soda and then it calls for 2/3 cup of vinegar. So we get to have a little science experiment here as I dump this in. And I'm just gonna do a little bit at a time to let it work its magic. And then I'm going to add, I've already got the water kind of heated up from the tap. And it calls for a cup of hot water. And then it calls for, you can put in as little or as much as you like. I do about 10 drops of essential oil. Okay, And now this is a special blend. I took a 5 ml bottle that was empty, and this was an old white fur bottle, which we don't even have white fur anymore. But it has, I call it the clean laundry blend. And so it has 5 drops of Siberian fir, and it has 2 drops of wintergreen and 2 drops of cypress in it. And then I just multiplied that out to fill the bottle. I really like that scent. And I was actually kind of surprised that the scent there'll be a little bit of scent left on your clothes even after a full dryer cycle. Heat will break down the essential oils, but there was enough in there to provide some scent. So that was kind of a nice thing to have added to the laundry that doesn't make my nose stuffy. So then you just put these in, like so. I actually have another one that's in my dryer right now, so I'll add that later down the side. And you can see here that it doesn't come all the way up, but over time, obviously these evaporate, so it was the perfect time for me to refill this recipe. And then I put the lid on, store it that way, right on top of my dryer. But when I go to use it, after it's had time to soak the sponges, I actually just turn it over in the wet side, and I will squeeze a little bit out, and then I'll throw that in the dryer with my wet load of laundry and just run it till the laundry's dry. If you want to wait till closer to the end of the cycle, you can do that, but I would wring a little bit more of the water out. I like to just throw it in and forget it, so do that at the beginning of the cycle. And then I've redone this recipe twice. I think the very first time I did was like the 8th of February, and it's I think the 5th of April now. So it depends on how much laundry you do. We don't have a lot of laundry, so if you have a bigger family, you might be refilling it a little more often. But the one thing I love about the white vinegar in it, it's non-toxic. It'll also keep your washing machine fresher. So liquid fabric softener will build up in there and promote bacterial growth inside of your washer, and this does not do that. It actually keeps your washer cleaner, especially if you have a front load high efficiency washer. And then I add usually a couple drops of lemon essential oil to it, so it keeps everything really clean. I don't have to worry about anything funky growing in my washing machine. And then I'll sometimes even throw just a bit of baking soda in the bottom of the washer before I throw in my clothes to keep things naturally white. I don't like to use bleach. So lemon's also a natural whitener. If you want to replace your bleach, you can add 10 drops to your On Guard laundry soap, and it'll whiten your clothing too. So let me know if you try this. I would love to hear back from you, and if you have other questions about toxin-free living, let me know. So have a great time with your new recipe, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.